Um, I would like to know your understanding about seriousness. I mean, you are quite playful and you are laughing a lot and you talk about the
Should be a
joys.
bit serious.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I just given the experience, and some spiritual people have this very tense and serious doing their spiritual exercises, and they're very stiff and very narrow, and there's no playfulness in them. And why?
Right.
Yeah, what's the reason? I mean, does it lead anywhere? Does it help for anything?
Are you rather talking now about teachers or about students?
Both.
Both.
Many teachers are also like this. And
Yeah. You can, from the external behavior, not say that's how it should be. It certainly makes it a lot easier if you have a certain amount of playfulness.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it cannot also bring you somewhere if you are going about it that serious. Some people have rather that character, and then they may also look for a teacher automatically, rather being drawn to a teacher who also behaves like this. I mean,
But can serious behavior lead you into playfulness? Contradictory in
eventually they may come to a space where that playfulness is there, and then they may decide to continue tradition and externally behave very serious, but inside have all that playfulness. I mean, in the Zen tradition, it's often there are playful Zen masters, but there are very, very serious Zen masters. That doesn't mean they haven't gotten anywhere because they are serious, but they may just have grown so comfortable in that tradition, in that serious mood, that even if they would not really need that mood anymore, and they are well aware that there is something from that there is a perspective from where this whole damn story is not important at all, and it's not serious at all, but still they may play their role very serious just because they represent their tradition, their way of having gotten somewhere, and some other people with a similar mind, with a similar character may get inspired and also get somewhere. You cannot say that a teacher who is serious hasn't gotten anywhere. But I think it makes the whole story so much more palpable if you have a certain amount of humor in it instead of being that serious. But again, that is not a reason to judge those who are serious. But I'm talking often about sincerity. But sincerity is not being stiff and being serious and being grave. Sincerity simply means sincere. That we learn to catch our attention and not go half asleep through our life most of the time, but we learn to be alert and learn to see what we are doing, learn to catch the attention and bring the attention back to the source, to that which makes the experience possible. That sincerity comes when we are fed up with suffering. When we really have a good look at ourselves and see, look what I'm doing all the time to myself. I may excuse myself and make everybody else responsible for it. The parents, the teachers, the society where I have been brought up. They all, of course, had their say in it in creating all the conditionings that are there, but if we have a good look at ourselves, we see that I keep it alive. I'm doing that to myself. And if I'm fed up with suffering, I have to stop making everybody and the world and destiny and God responsible for my suffering. See what I'm doing and learn not to do that anymore. If that feeling comes that I really have had it, I don't want to suffer anymore, that sincerity will come. If that sincerity is there, we can very well go about it very playfully. I advise everybody, rather go about it playfully. If we just push ourselves too much, then we may get so fed up with doing that and just throw it away.
Just a few
Yes.
words. When we laugh, we don't think.
Yes, that's great. That's the huge. Somehow the Divine Mother has really given us a bonus there. That capacity to laugh and to really laugh, not just ha 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 respond to the situation, but that bubbling laughter that comes out of your soul. For a moment you let go. For a moment you are not holding on to your sorrows, to your thinking, and for a moment you have a break. That's a great advantage, if you can laugh. And the greatest advantage is if you can laugh about yourself. Instead of taking yourself as a person so serious. If that sincerity is there, it's not difficult. But we have to go about it. But it's not difficult. It appears to be difficult if we go about it very self-important. I want to do a bit practice, I want to do a bit of technique, and then I want to see results. If we go about it like this, then it appears to be very, very difficult. But if we learn, if we can go about it with a certain playfulness, got me again, there I'm a friend, totally out there, so what? Just catch it and come back. Categorically, whenever you become aware, no big fuss, no big deal, just come home and relax. It's not difficult, but it has to be done. It's not a part-time job. It's not that we can do about our spirituality morning, evening, a little time, and then forget about it the whole rest of the time. It's very, very helpful if we have those times where we are doing nothing else, where we have where we can put our undivided attention simply in one way or other. Be consciously conscious. Be consciously here now. Be consciously alive. How we are doing it, it doesn't matter. What comes most natural, that's the good way. But then bring that attitude as good as you can out into your activities. When you are in your job, when you are in your family, when you are in your club. Having fun, being in the job where you are having less fun, just learn to remind yourself, to become aware, to catch your attention. Be aware when we are so scattered, when we are so contradictory, simultaneously pulling this way, that way, simultaneously I want, I don't want, creating all those mental tensions. But when we are in our personal concerns, brooding about me personally, am I going to be successful? What are they thinking again about me? What are they talking about me? All those personal concerns we are always carrying around. As soon as we catch that, come on, doesn't matter, let it go. Just turn 180 degrees and bring the attention back to that simple sense of presence and relax into that. If we do that consequently, then the memory to at all become aware that we are doing the opposite will become more and more spontaneously. And then it will also happen on the way that sometimes out of the blue you did not even attempt. Suddenly you find yourself at ease, at peace. So naturally, so easy. I don't know how it came about. It may last a moment, it may last a few minutes, it may last a whole period, and then the mind may start again, and we may start again out of habit with the old stuff. And we may start to pull our hair and think, what did I do wrong? Why did I lose it? And there you can stop right there and think, okay, it was not time to stay there. And then the mind is maybe tempted to think, what did I do just before it happened? Trying to reproduce it, trying to think, maybe if I do that again, it will happen again. You can't reproduce it if it comes spontaneously like this, it just happened. And instead of berating yourself of having made a mistake that it passed, rather have the attitude, thank you very much for that moment of grace that was there. And if it's not naturally, spontaneously happening again, then you just come back to that, reminding yourself to catch your attention and bring it back as good as you can, and relax it as good as you can. That's all we can do. How much you're in your attempt successful or not, that doesn't lay in your heads. But whether we are attempting that or not, that is laying in us. That makes all the difference. Because attempting that is like giving out an invitation, making ourselves available. That's all we have to do, make ourselves available. And then it's more a matter of grace, a matter of not something that we can somehow deal with it personally, that we can turn around and do something about it. It's just offering ourselves. Even the jnani becomes a devotee at this point. Even the one who approaches on the path of jnana, as who am I, or more the traditional jnana path, I am that, I am Brahman, I am Shiva, Shivoham. Even the jnana margi at that point is in a way a devotee, just here I am, open, inviting.